All right, so once again, good morning. Welcome to Tips and Tricks Tuesday, the quick chat. As you guys know, our Entrata quick chats are usually a little less than 15 minutes or so. So let's get started. So being in the month of September, we are focusing on rapport building throughout training. So I wanted to give you guys 3 different reports that we can kind of utilize and go over when it comes to rapport building among your residents. So for those on the line, these reports may be more manager position permissioned. You can always have your manager print these reports out for you, and you can utilize them to make sure that you're actually helping build rapport upon your community. So, like I said, if you don't have access to this report, you can easily have your manager download it for you, and you can utilize it. So the first report we're going to look at is going to be the resident birthdays report. So for additional actions, a birthday list can be pulled to the report library titled Resident Birthdays. And you can pull this report and filter by period as well. So I'm going to go ahead and drag over Entrata and let you guys see this. All right, so this is the resident's birthday report that I'm looking at. 1 second, just clear this section right here. All right. If you are utilizing the resident birthdays report in Entrata, just so you can make sure you're easily able to find it. Sorry, Entrata's going a little slow here today. Let's try to refresh on this page. Here we go. If you are a manager, just so you're not confused on where to go to, you're used to being in the company reports. Just make sure you scroll down a little bit to the bottom. You'll see the library, and you'll find these 3 reports under the library reports, which we're going to look at here. Okay, so this is the resident birthday. Let's start typing in resident birthdays. There we go. And anytime you pull any of the reports within Entrata that are going to be more resident based, you just want to make sure you also filter out as well to the status. So it's going to give you the ability to pull everybody's birthday. It's a past, resident, future. You're usually going to want to make sure that you're actually using just the ones that are going to be on notice and current. So I'm going to go ahead and select property here. And then my period. So when it comes to, utilizing this report, you want to make sure that you're, doing something extra for your residents, whether it's being some type of card or, some type of like gift, candy, or balloon outside their door. You can pull it for the current month. You can pull it a custom date range for the next month and kind of get that going ahead of time. And then once again, on the status, you want to make sure you're getting an accurate feed of which of your residents you're going to be using. You'll just be able to pull your current and notice. And that's what you're going to want to use for that. Check this one more time. There we go. All right. And then you would generate your report going forward. So just to see off top hands, like here on whoever's on the call, has anybody ever used this report before? I know we have some managers on the call, people that actually have access to this. Have y'all pulled this report in the past? Do you know, being on site, if your manager's ever done this report? Okay, so great. So something new for you guys to look at. So this is, like I said, it's just a really good report to kind of pull to kind of bring that extra rapport building to kind of make your residents feel more appreciated by remembering them on their birthday. The system automatically sends out an email to them on their birthday. This just kind of gives you that extra little something to do some type of action. So here's the resident birthday report, shows you the unit number, who it is, if they're a primary or co-applicant, non-leasing, and you'll be able to see the birth date there. All right, that is the resident birthday report. Next one we're looking at here is going to be the pets. So we have a great report in the report library called Resident Animals. And if you want to help celebrate National Pet Day in the community, you can pull this report to kind of give you guys a little something extra on who has pets, who you can reach out to, and kind of recognize if those pets are on the property. So it's a good report for that. Right, let me pull this report over for you. Okay, so resident animals. All right, so when it comes to your resident animals, when you're pulling this particular report, same area, you'll go to the library under reports, select your community, And then it does give you the different types of pets that you're going to be recognizing here. So it depends on what you are going to be, you know, if you're going to do recognize National Pet Days for just dogs and cats, then you'll just want to filter out to that. If you're doing for all types, then you'll be able to select that here under the box. So it gives you all the different animal types that are at your community. And then once again, under status, you want to make sure that you just select current and notice. So just, for training purposes, I'm just going to select all of the dogs and cats. Here we go. Right, and then once again, current and notice. Excuse Entrata today, there's a delay for some reason. So it's checking all the boxes after I already unchecked it. All right, I'm just going to say it's selected, generate report, and go on. So yeah, these are some cool reports in here that you can pull just to kind of get you a better feel of making sure that you're reaching out to your residents on the right days when it comes to certain things of that nature. Nice thing about this, like this goes a long way with pet owners. Those little actions like that are going to go a long way to build rapport with your residents, because especially for pet owners that don't have kids, their pets are their kids. So seeing some type of like National Pet Day on their door, or extra treats or a bag of like dog treats tied to your doorknob or something like that, that's kind of cool to see. All right, the next report that I'm going to go over really quickly for you guys is called the contact forms. So the contacts form report, this report lists all the messages that are submitted through the Contact Us section of the resident portal. So this is a great report to review and to see what follow-ups we can provide our residents based on the contact reason. So when we go to our dashboard, we're clearing out the contact needed section for our residents. We normally know that these are more than likely complaints or inquiries or things that aren't always the best type of messages that we want to come across. We understand that, and and somebody said boo on the chat. No, and I totally get it. These are the contact needed messages that we're like, oh man, this person's complaining about apartment 201 again, and so on. Regardless of what the issue is, these are our customers, these are our residents. We want to make sure that they feel supported, and above all, we want to make sure they feel heard. So when it comes to that, when you pull this particular report, it's going to help you go back and follow up with them. I would recommend maybe pulling it like the previous week on this new week. So if it's Monday now, maybe pull last week's report for this and go through the contact follow-up and see if there's anybody that we need to follow up with to see if it's been resolved or not. So let's take a look at that. 1 second here. I'm just going to close some of this here. And as you can see, the resident animal report just pulled up and you're able to see, who the resident is, what the unit number is, and if they have a dog or cat based on what you pulled. What I love about it too, it actually even has the dog's name here. So if you're making little dog treats with the name tags, you have their names right here. All right, I'm going to close this one. And then we have the contact forms. So once again, contact forms is going to be under the library. So the contact form section is going to pull all of the contact needed messages that came in based on the period that you put. So for example, I actually put in for the previous week, so I can look at it that way. I can see here that I had, literally like one page full of contact messages, and I just pulled this for Lux Mercer Crossing, and these are all the messages. So if I wanted to help build that rapport, I want to make sure that not only did I respond to them that week when I closed this particular contact needed section out, that I followed up with them the next week just to make sure that they understood, that we heard them, that we're working on the issue, and we're following up to see if everything got better, if it's a complaint, or if it's something else that we could have maybe missed that we need to go back with and just make sure they have an answer to. So you're looking at the messages here, you're able to see, one message here is just a good amount of dog poop smeared on the stairwell on the floor and blah, blah, blah. This is something I could go through and make sure it was taken care of. follow up and say, hey, just wanted to say thank you once again for reaching out to us last week regarding the stairwell in Building 1. We appreciate residents like yourself. We're doing our best to keep track and making sure these areas are kept clean for your convenience. So stuff like that, just kind of going through and seeing what we can follow up with. Those are just great ways just to, just to make sure that our residents know that we care. There's another one here. I would like to RSVP one seat for the paid and sip event tomorrow. Police report this week, even though the message came in last week. You can follow this person. Hey, just wanted to see how did the sip and the paid and sip go? Did you enjoy it? We appreciate you coming. So little things like that really do help build rapport. All right. So once again, we just went over, for those of us that just kind of joined, we went over 3 different reports. The resident's birthday report, the pets report is called resident animals, and then we have contact forms, which will pull all of your contact needed emails that come in through the resident portal based on whatever period you're looking for. So just so you guys know, coming soon for the rest of the month, we're going to be working on other rapport type of features we can actually do within Entrata. So we'll be going over adding resident events to the resident portal. Just in case you're not familiar with that, we'll make sure that you understand, some of the best practices for adding resident events to the resident portal, so you can kind of better get notified of those things. When to use announcements versus message center. So we'll go over that. We'll go over resident portal features like the classifieds and clubs and how we can better utilize those features in Entrata. I know a lot of people, they'll usually just click on the approve button when it comes to classifieds, and the residents don't really know they actually have that section in there. So we'll go over also resident text messages too. So those are some of the different things we'll be covering in this month of September Entrata tips and tricks. All right, any questions before I let you guys go back to your day?
This was great, Eric.
Thank you, Amanda. All right, if you guys don't have any other questions, I appreciate you all jumping on today, and hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye, everyone.
All right, thanks, Eric, too.